And I think we're live. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen, ladies. Welcome to another episode of Smash Times Impromptu Lead Therapy. And I got a pretty cool guest on today. You guys are going to dig him. It's a cool guy. I finally got to meet him in person and check out his channel. And he's all right. He's all right. Let's check the chat. Who is in the chat? Ben Sherman, what's going on, man? Oh, he says it's real, folks. The 556-223 is, it's going away. Trust me, we'll get to all that in a minute. We'll get to that. Let's not skip ahead, Ben. Dale, what's going on, man? Yeah, me, the people. Ben Jesus, what's up? Ivan Rosenberg Academy has had a decent amount of ammo. We'll talk about that. Bill Alexander, Michigan in the house, behind enemy lines. I know, man. Michigan, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing with your politics? No bueno. No bueno. Bobby, you are the man. So let me tell you a quick story about Bob. No, we'll talk about Bob in a minute. Let's get more people in here. Desert Tactical Detailing. Oh, man. Let's see. We are hovering at 50 cents per round for 223. It's pricey. Jeff Coleman, Lucky Dog. All right. Oh, Ghost Tactical. I know that guy. Brett J. Bill Alexander. C6, my man. Welcome to the channel. Good to see you here. Jeff Coleman. All right. Gravy. That's a new name. Man, welcome to the channel, buddy. Welcome to the channel. Brandon, Nightcry, MLM, Cookie, Felicia. I hope you guys are going to go to the Tulsa Arms Show, Felicia. You should go. D Green. All right. Man, everyone's in here. Throng, Pewiller. What does that say? P38 Wilbur. I like that. The DLD Dark Side. Nice. All right, guys. All right. So we'll talk about the ammo in just a little bit. Don't worry. But so let me tell you, I have seen this guy at a couple of events. Never really talked to him. And at the TriggerCon event we had went to, my dogs were barking, and I got to sit backstage at like the little media room they had for us, kind of like a hovel. But it was, had free food. I'm all about that. And I finally got to talk to CloverTac in depth for a little bit. And this gentleman here, his name is Ghost Tactical. I'm not sure if you guys are subscribers. You should be, because his content is super underrated. And without further ado, the one and only Ghost Tactical.
What's up, man? Check's in the mail. I need to hire you as a hype man, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Hey, this nose didn't get brown overnight. A lot of work.
Hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do. Life is good. Yeah, it was finally kind of nice to catch up with some people that either I hadn't met before in person or hadn't seen in a while at TriggerCon. And so, yeah, right. It was good. I was a little skeptical about going to TriggerCon because I was like, I don't know how this is gonna be. But by the end of the weekend, man, it was a great weekend. I had a really good time up there.
Yeah, TriggerCon was a nice surprise. And I was like you too. I was like, man, I don't really know about it. I don't really know a whole lot of people going, really. But Dan, the firearm guy, talked me into going. And I'm glad I did. It was very cool.
Yeah, I think that this is probably like the Monday before that. John over at GOA had called me and it was like, hey, I want to put together like a media dinner on Thursday night. Can you come? And I was like, yeah, I'll be driving up there Thursday afternoon. He's like, hey, who should we get? So I started naming off some people like Mark with Fit and Fire and some guys that I know. So we should get them there because they're all going to be there. And he starts kind of going on this list. And we were going to have maybe like 5 or 6 people. And ended up like 25 or 30 people that dinner Thursday night. You were there, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was like awesome. It was like, okay, this is great. I kind of just get everyone together. And like I said, there's people I hadn't seen in a year or so or since SHOT or whatever. And there's people like you that I knew, but I didn't know personally. And I was like, okay, this is cool. Now I can like shake hands and say hello and actually, break bread with people. So I hope that becomes a yearly thing with what John and Kaylee are doing over there.
I tell you what, man, I thought TriggerCon was amazing.
Yeah.
I was so surprised. The show itself is small and it was growing, but I thought the range day was bananas. I was
Yeah.
hyped.
Absolutely. The range day was, and I had Tim on from JurCon over on my podcast the week or two afterwards, and I told him, so that's one of the, I've been to a ton of range days, right?
Oh
And it
yeah.
was one of the best range days I'd ever been to, except for, and it was out of his control. And I said, whoever's range that you're at, please have them get some different steel, because I was getting hit with shrapnel from steel all day. Like I probably had 25 or 30 pieces of steel just on me. I had a buddy of mine had one stick in his side, and like it wasn't TrueCon's fault, but like that range, I said, bro, go get a steel target company to sponsor it and have them put their own targets out there, because the steel they were using, that was the only downside. And the second thing I told him, I said, look, Tim, that's like where we came in off that bus, right? The food trucks were at the very other end of the range. I said, have one or two in the front and have one or two at the end, so like you don't have to walk the whole way for food. No, because people know when it comes to food, don't mess with my food. I gotta have my food close,
Dude, it's funny you mentioned that. Like I said, this body wasn't built in one day either. So as soon as we got off that bus, I hightailed it down to Barrett. I went all the way down to the very first tent, and I shot the hell out of that Barrett.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, you done? I'm like, is there anybody else in line? No. Load up another round. Let's go. But all the food trucks are right there too. So that was super, super convenient. Real quick, let's check the chat. We got Danny's Plant-Based, Bill, Nightcry. All right. Oh, and Ross too. What's up, Ross? So I'm going to put a link to Ghost Tactical's channel. Please open a new window, like and subscribe to his channel, because it is pretty solid. I think it's probably...
Appreciate it.
I found a couple cool channels this last couple weeks, but this is definitely one of the top channels I found in 2023 for sure.
We like to have fun with it, for sure. Yeah, we like to have fun. We don't take ourselves very seriously. I'll wear weird clothes. I try to show my true personality, which I'm pretty much of a smart ass and like to have fun in life, and I try to bring that out in the videos, and so I think a lot of it is just being real, and luckily, people seem to like that. I will say one thing about the Barrett. You're talking about being at the Barrett booth. The coolest thing I've ever seen at a range day happened at the Barrett booth. So I was at the media tent, which was a little pop-up tent with 2 chairs and a little table by the Barrett booth, and me and Clover were taking a break. I was probably having a smoke or something. And there was this guy, and he was just a regular guy, civilian, whatever you want to call him, that was there paid to get in the range day. And you could tell that he had never shot a 50 cal before. It was just awesome. They let him keep his brass and all that. And I'm just sitting there and I'm watching him, and he comes out of the Barrett booth, and there's 30 or 40 people up the line going up and down. And he comes out, and he has this smile on his face. It's just unreal. And he's just giddy. He's like a little kid, and he's looking at his 50 brass, and he goes over to his buddy and is giving him high fives. And I looked at Clover, and I said, a lot of us take this stuff for granted.
Yeah.
Like we forget that since we get to do this stuff all the time, we get to shoot really cool guns and all that. There are people that might be the only chance he ever gets to shoot a 50 BMG in his life. And that's what it's all about. It was about people enjoying shooting guns. And I looked at him and I said, this is a good time. Like, that's what it's all about and I'm going to try to not take everything for granted as much as I maybe have in the past, is enjoy it, but understand also that not everyone gets to do what we get to do, bro.
Yeah. I remember the first time I went to SHOT Show, I was so excited. The second time I'm like, yeah, it's cool. And then now it's like, I guess I'm going again. It's always that first time. You can never get prom night back, folks. Once it's over, once you go past holding hands, that's it. You can never go back.
SHOT's my favorite week of the year. We've already booked our house, booked the flight. We've been booked since September. SHOT is my favorite week of the year. It's something magical, and if people can't get the SHOT, do everything you can to try to get the SHOT, because it's something that, like you said, you go to these events and you go to range day and all that, and it just opens your eyes to so many more things, and you're just like, okay, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go to the range day at SHOT. It's not really.
Yep.
And I got a lot of walking to do the next 4 days. Going
I
out
hear
getting
you.
sunburnt, I'm not feeling it. So again, everybody in the chat, I'm putting a link to Ghost Tactical's YouTube channel. If you're not a subscriber, please like and subscribe to his channel. If you're not a subscriber of mine, hey, I really appreciate that. And let's talk about the Gerson Witness 2311.
Let's do that.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was not expecting that gun to be that nice.
Yeah.
Gerson is usually kind of more a budget finish, budget
Mm.
trigger, but for me, well, let's hear what you have to say about that gun.
So I was lucky enough to be privy to it back in January, and I shot it out in January out in Vegas. Our buddy Chase had a prototype model at range day, and he let me shoot it. And I was like, okay, if it's anything like this, it's going to be amazing. Been waiting a while, and thanks to our wonderful ATF and Department of State with all the bureaucracy and all that, it's finally out and it's finally here. I got my hands on it. It's awesome. I have serial number 3. Literally serial number 3. It's pretty amazing. And I said, oh my gosh, serial number 3. That's pretty cool. So I'm shooting this thing, and it's a 1911 trigger, right? You're like, okay, they're all good, but you hold this thing and you're just like, I have small hands. Like, I'm a small dude. I'm like 5'7", and I don't have big hands. So a lot of 1911s, especially 2011s, may not feel great in my hand. This thing feels amazing. The trigger is unreal. With the optic already on it. I mean, everything about this thing. One of the things that I love is there's been 2 guns that have surprised me in this realm. When you release the mag, I really test the quality of a firearm. It sounds bad, but one of the things that I really look at is how easily the mag drops. And this thing, there's no friction. There's nothing. You push that button and that thing just shoots out. You seat it and it's perfect. I mean, it is unreal. The reset, man, I'm telling you, like this gun, and I wrote an article for Gear Report about it. And I basically said that like there's no such thing as a perfect gun. There never will be. But for my money, this thing is as close to perfect for what you're getting for the price for a sub 1,000 double stack 2011. Like it's damn near a perfect gun. I mean, for the price you're getting, I would put it up against a Staccato. I really would. I would say, hey, if you put both a Staccato P and that 2311 down next to each other with no markings whatsoever, and I tell you to shoot 100 rounds with each, and then tell me which one's the Staccato, you probably wouldn't be able to tell me. It's that good.
I want to go that far, but it's pretty.
I would.
Amazing.
I would.
Ben has a good point.
With no markings on it whatsoever. You have no idea which gun is which.
So when I was loading those mags, I was using some Staccato mags. I was using, the factory checkmate mag it came with, and I was also using some MDX mags. And if you spend all day shooting a pistol and you're loading by hand, that's going to chew your thumb up, right?
Oh yeah.
The mag it comes with was really smooth and easy to load, which was like, man, this is a pretty nice mag. I really dug the value of it, under a grand. And you'll still have someone say, "Oh, well, if it was $9.95, I would buy it, but I'm not paying $9.99." But everyone's like, "Oh, it has MIM parts in it." I'm like, "And have you ever had one break?" I haven't.
Nope.
This isn't 1982 anymore. I mean,
there's so many. Every company is going to do their thing, but understand that there's going to be some MIM parts. But you're also talking about a sub $1,000 double stack 1911, right? There's going to be some things that they're not going to be able to do to keep that price point down. Now, as much as I say that I think it's as good as a Staccato, I'm not naive enough to think that it's as good as. But I'm saying is for the average person who doesn't know the difference, and they're going to shoot both those guns, they probably wouldn't be able to tell me what the Staccato is. Now, people that shot a lot of different guns and all that might be able to feel a difference. That said, if you're looking to get in and not pay $2,500 or $3,000 for a 2011, and you want to enjoy a double stack 2011, this is the one. There's a lot of different ones out there. You've got Live Free Armories put one out there. I haven't got my hands on that one yet. I've heard it's decent. There's a bunch of companies going to be doing this, but I tell you what, the trigger is phenomenal. Everything about it, it comes, the first 3,000 guns that are out to the public are going to come with the optic already on it.
Yeah, that's
So
a
if you
nice
get,
touch.
that's a huge touch, you know, it's a huge touch.
So with that gun,
Yeah.
you know, even so, I thought the trigger was okay, not phenomenal, but it was pretty good, you know, especially at that price point. But
Yeah.
even if you buy it at $1,000, you can go spend $250 and get the most badass trigger in the world
Absolutely.
and stick in it, and you're still hundreds of dollars cheaper than the nearest competitor. I thought the
Yeah.
trigger wasn't the most amazing, but then again, you got to set your expectations to the price level. Look, it's not an Atlas, you know, it's
Nope.
not a Masterpiece Arms, it's not a real super high end gun.
It's
But
not going to be a Wilson Combat, but it is what
but
it
it does
is.
the job, man. It really gets you into that platform, and then, you know, a couple months down the line, you can buy that trigger and just drop it in, and then you will have. So did you watch? I don't know if you watched my video. So I started
I did,
doing
yeah.
comparisons, and I had
Mhm.
about 7 people shoot the gun.
Mhm.
But one had a flashlight, and the Gerson didn't. And as soon as I changed the Gerson and put the flashlight and made them weigh the same, it was super hard to tell the difference. Like, it was, I had to throw out so much video, man. Hundreds of rounds of ammo burned up.
Yep.
And
No, that's what it is, man.
I was bummed out.
Well, but that's what it is. I mean, you know, there people, and this is the one thing about being a gun tuber, content creator, whatever you want to call it, YouTuber. They think, oh man, it must be nice getting a lot of these guns for free and all that. There's nothing free, bro. We might get the gun for free, but we're gonna spend money on putting 500 to 1,000 rounds of ammo through that thing. The time to go and film it, editing, all of that stuff, marketing of that video, and all of that. It's not like you just get this gun and all that. I mean, and I think that's, if you do it the right way, yeah, you get this gun, but you're also spending X amount on ammo, your time to be in at the range, all of that stuff. So, but I will tell you that this, and then there's a comment out there, Dale out there says 90% of people will not spend over $1,000 for a gun. I think he's about right.
Yeah.
So if you have that $1,000 ceiling that you're looking to spend, now I'm a big fan of like a VP9 and a lot of these different guns that are kind of going to push maybe that $800 to $1,000 range sometimes, right? If you're willing to go get a single stack 9mm carry gun or whatever, why wouldn't you want to go spend the same amount of money for a double stack 1911?
Oh, 100%. M. Gabriel says, yeah, it's a Gerson. But
yeah, a Gerson, yeah.
Gun, really fun to shoot, surprisingly easy to shoot. And, you know, it's funny. I had a company reach out to me. Here's some YouTube behind the scenes, guys. You know, sometimes we do get guns for free or at a pretty good discount. But it costs a lot of time and energy to film, edit, range fees, gas, tolls. Texas, Houston, man, we have tolls up the wazoo. So I had a company reach out to me before IV88 about 2 weeks, and they're like, hey, we want to send you this upper. It's amazing. Okay. But they reached out to me. They're like, huge paragraph. We want to work with you. We liked your content. We like this video. We like this video. I was like, oh man, all right, cool. We're going to send you this video. We're going to send you this upper. What length do you want? I go, I want a 14.5 pen and weld. They're like, all right, we got you. It's going to come right to you, man. And then about a week goes by, and I'm like, okay, well, where is it? And they're like, well, okay, all right. They just kind of ghosted me for like 2 weeks. I'm like, all right, cool. So I sent a message. I'm like, hey, sorry it didn't work out. That's cool. He goes, no. We actually sent it to you. It'll be at your door tomorrow. Great. And he sent a huge letter about all the specs to this new upper they have. Just came out. And at the very end, he goes, actually, since we're a small company, we're going to need it back after the review with no option to buy. And I'm like, oh, well, I tell you what, how about you send me the return slip and I'll just go ahead and mail it right back to you, because I'm not going to go spend my time, energy, money, bullets, ammo, editing, all that good stuff just to give that back to you. Come on.
Have I done that? I have once or twice, literally.
When I was brand new.
I did it last year for a company, but there was a friend of mine's company that they only had 3 production models and they had to give them to about 10 different people. So they're all rotating through. Weird scenario like that, right? So, you know, when Pincus came out with the PD10, I got the first one out and I had 48 hours with it, and I had to go send it to another buddy of mine because he had to get about 3 guns to about 10 different people in about a week span so that there's videos ready to go when that product is released. Now that's a weird scenario. I will say this, that most of the time, if that happens, it's either, you know what, go ahead and send me a return slip, unless it's something that I really, 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 really want to work with.
Yes.
And I'll take a chance and say, I'll be a good guy and do it. But remember this 3 months down the line, you know, and usually they do, right? I mean, it's a business thing, right? But no, people don't understand what all it goes into to doing one video, much less, you know, hundreds of videos that, you know.
Yeah. So when I was talking to Atlas, I was like, hey, any chance I could get an Urbis sent out? They're like, okay. I was like, no shit. Like, as soon as, because honestly,
what's the worst they could say? No. How many times have you been said no to?
Dude, I'm married, bro. I get told no every day.
I understand that.
So Honest Outlaw had this one, and there's, as soon as Chris sends it back, we'll send it to you. I'm like, really? But you know, no option to buy. You got to send it back. I'm like, hey, fair trade. I just want to shoot the gun, man.
Yep.
So
absolutely,
that was completely on me as far as cost. But man, that's like driving a Ferrari for 2 weeks. That gun is unfreaking believable.
Yep.
Nuts.
Yeah, and like you said, there are some of those things that you're willing to do that. You're like, okay, you know what, like Glock or something like that. You know, Glock's hard to break into with as a company, and if they're saying, hey, we'll send you one of these, but you got it for 90 days, you got to send it back. Okay, that's fine on this one. Maybe this is a way to break down that door and get in with a Glock or set XYZ company that you've never been able to get in with or whatever. Sometimes you got to take that chance and all of that, but in general, you know, if someone reaches out to me and they'll say, well, how much do you need to get paid to do this video? I don't charge for videos. I just say, let me keep the product. That's all I ask. And there's some guys who are making $100,000 a video. And yes, people out there, I hate to break your heart. Some of these guys are making $100,000 per video. Plus they're getting 5 of those guns. Right. So just saying,
we won't name
a lot
names,
of us won't name names, but
you know.
Yeah. For me, I don't need that. I mean, when I want it, I mean, who doesn't want $100,000 to do a video? But for me, it's about shooting the guns and bringing that product to my audience. So it's like, I don't charge money. Just let me keep the product. And they're like, fair enough. I'm like, and so most companies are like, heck yeah, that's fine. You know, we're like, cool.
Yeah.
So
Ben Sherman said, anyone else got a Springfield St. Victor? I have the 223 and I have the 9mm carbine. And I like the 9mm better. And I actually sold the 5.56 version. I didn't want to keep it. The 9mm St. Victor is a cool ass gun. It shoots so good and it takes steel mags. Love it.
Yeah. A lot of people have had bad experiences with them. I haven't. I've shot it, the Victor, several times. I like the 5.56. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. I have not shot the 9mm. That's something that I definitely want to do.
On the 5.56, that rail gets smoking hot.
I'm a Marine, so I grab around the mag well, so I usually don't go down with the rail, or I use a Riker grip, which is a side mounted grip. So I usually don't have my hand on the hand guard and all that.
It's pretty toasty, man. That third mag grip, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Because it's real skinny and it's so close to the rail.
No, it is.
The barrel. All right, so as the title says, let's talk about ammo. Now, Mr. Ghost Tactical, in your neck of the woods, where are you located actually?
I'm in Arkansas, in north central Arkansas.
Oh, nice. So in Arkansas,
we're the tactical Kansas, you know, AR Kansas.
That's funny. Hey, so in your neck of the woods, what are you seeing on ammo?
There's no shortage here. We're good to go. I like to say about Arkansas, even the Democrats have guns in Arkansas. So ammo, we have a lot of problems in Arkansas. Ammo and guns typically aren't one. Now, are some of the gun shops raising the prices a little bit because of the scare and all of that? Probably. I'm lucky. I haven't had to go buy ammo for a long time. I've got a lot of it here. I get sent ammo for doing different projects and all that. But I've got a lot here already. So I'll try to kind of shoot what I have right now and replenish maybe when the scare is over. But I'm not seeing a scare. I'm in my gun shop all the time, and the racks are full, the shelves are full with ammo. Prices are, not terrible. They're probably like
Yeah.
18, 19 cents for 9mm, which isn't terrible right now, at least in a gun shop. You can probably find it cheaper online some places, but for a gun shop, they got to make their margin too. So it's not, I don't see it personally in where I live. But that doesn't mean that it's not happening out there,
Yeah. Well, in Houston, I went to 2 academies today, and it's thinning out quite a bit. 4 or 5 months ago, they had end caps plus overflow carts. But just, I don't know if it's the initial panic buy, but I talked to the people that are working there, and they're like, hey, just the last month, the carts went in the back because they're empty, and then the end caps are getting real thin. 9 is the 124 grain is still sitting there because it's a little bit more pricey, but all the cheaper 9mm gone. And the same thing like the Winchester white box, all that 5.56 is gone. But I'm pretty tight with 2A warehouse out here, and I went to pick up last week, and they're telling me as soon as it hits the website, it's gone immediately. And they had containers come in, containers and containers. So I think it's going to get a little worse as it goes on. Me personally, but is it the end of the world? I don't think it's anything like it was 2 years ago yet.
No, and put the old tinfoil hat on. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do know people in the ammo business, personally, that I've talked to, and the thought is that some of these companies are holding back massive amounts of ammo and not putting it out there to create that demand, right? And they can jack prices up a little bit. I'm not saying it's 100% true, but I do know that people are talking that some of this scare has been ammo industry induced, to kind of kick up sales, because everyone, for people that have just been in the gun business and in the gun industry for the last few years, don't know that the summer slump was a thing forever. Well, when 2020 hit, the last 2 or 3 years, there hasn't been that summer slump. Everyone's just been selling year round. This year was the return of the summer slump. So companies were closing down. They're letting their workforces go. They're not selling anything. And they forget that this is how it used to be 10 years ago, right? I'm not saying it's true. I don't have 100% proof that it's true, but hearing what I'm hearing from some of my industry friends, they wouldn't be surprised either if some of this was industry induced, where they're holding back supply of ammo to create that demand. They can bump prices up, make a little bit more money because the summer was so bad. Once again, not saying that's 100% true, but it wouldn't surprise me that the industry has something, the ammo industry has something to do with this. It's not just political.
For one, I am a conspiracy nut, and that totally makes sense.
There you go.
I talked to the Academy DSO out here because it's in Houston, Texas, where they import it. So everything that comes through the ports, I do international logistics. That's like my job. So I can go on and get a peers report. A peers report will give you a list of every person that ships into the U.S. or out of the U.S., commodity, consignee, shipper, even down to container numbers, commodities, and you can sort it by commodities and all that. So you can go on and see who's shipping in what ammo. It's pretty fun to see who's shipping. But so I talked to somebody at the DSO, and as soon as it's in their warehouse, they send it out. And they send it to the closest academies first because ammo weighs a ton and it's cheaper to keep it local. So like Arizona academies, they're asked out. Like Oklahoma, anytime you start getting farther out, like Tennessee, those guys get the last of the shipments because it's cheaper to sell it here. So Academy's not keeping it in their warehouses. That's going out. 2A warehouse, as soon as it comes in, it's going out. There's a couple other manufacturers I talked to. As soon as it comes in, they go out. But, who knows what, Remington is doing? Who knows what Winchester is doing? I don't know. But I know Academy they're sending it as soon as it comes in.
Academy's not making the ammo. They're distributing the ammo.
No, well, 2A warehouse is making the ammo. They make it and import it. So that's gone. Ben
Yeah.
Sherman says his academy's out. Red Cell stopped at academy on my way to work. There was no 5.56. 10 boxes of 9, 4 boxes of 22. All right.
So let me ask you this, and I'm from Dallas, so I'm familiar with Texas, but I lived in Arkansas for a long time. But when the last couple of years when you had the ammo pandemic, right? In your local gun shops, were you limited to 2 boxes per, or was there any limitations when you could find ammo, or if they had a case, could you buy a case, or like how was it down there in Houston when the craziness was going on with ammo?
Oh, we had the Ammogeddon. Man,
Yeah,
Academy had it at 3, max
3.
3
Okay.
for a long time. Then it went to 2. And they
Yeah.
did that for probably another 4 or 5 months. And then I would say the end of like the middle of 21, the 2 box limit went away. But I mean, heck, we would get there at 6 a.m. There's already 15 people in line for 2 boxes of ammo.
For
And
2
before
boxes.
that, I had lost my job, and I sold every ammo and like 2 guns. And so with ammo getting hit, I had 2 paperweights at home. I had a pistol and a shotgun and like a mag for each one. And it
Oh,
was terrible, absolutely terrible. It's such a shitty feeling.
Ed Bartholomew says Fort Smith Academy almost out. Are you talking Fort Smith, Arkansas? Because that's pretty awesome. You're only a couple hours from me.
Fort Smith, Arkansas. I've been there. That's a great place.
It's where Walter is. Yeah.
It's where Walter is. Umarex. So I used to import a lot of that stuff for Umarex. So all like the 22, and the company I was with was German owned, and they got weird. Germans are weird with guns, and so they're like, even though I worked out all the pricing and they wanted to give me the business, they're like, nah, we're not going to do guns. Well, let's just not ship guns.
Yep.
Desert Tactical says you are the 5th person, he's counting, to say it's. Yep, I heard that. I heard those rumors too, but I can't confirm it because I've heard it from shop owners and I've heard it from gun ranges. But all the people I know that make ammo are like, no, we're just doing it as fast as possible. I'd like to get someone inside at Winchester.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
I would love to get inside, just someone in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Terry S. I stopped by Bass Pro outside Richmond on my way to DC for work, and the shelves were stocked. That's good. Picked up 2 boxes of 4570. Man, that's a fun round. And 6 more on the shelf. Not bad. Adam says, do you guys think it'll be a 3-month struggle? What do you think?
So,
well, you're not really seeing it where you're at.
I'm not seeing it as much here. But I live in a small town up in the mountains. So I'm 45 minutes away from Academy. So I rely on my local gun shops if I need to go or, get some quick ammo. And like I said, most of the people around here, especially this time of year, they're all into hunting season. So the 9mm and the 5.56 and all of that are plentiful. So I'm not seeing now. What I will say is, a lot of shotgun shells are gone. A lot of the 308 and maybe some of the hunting calibers are gone, or they have very limited amount of ammo on those. But for the calibers that like I'm shooting a lot right now is 9mm, 10mm, a lot of 5.56 and all of that. I'm not seeing the craziness here yet. Now I haven't gone down to Academy, which is about 45 minutes. I'm assuming that the Academy down there is probably going to be the same as other academies. If one academy is having issues, then they're probably all having the same issues because they're all on one supply chain.
Well, that too, and it's like that academy is probably in the city where everyone lives.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
People. So per capita, they're gonna. Plus, everyone likes to procrastinate. Hopefully, none of my subscribers like to procrastinate, but everyone else likes to procrastinate.
I got a lot of problems, bro, but ammo ain't one of them.
Yeah. So I'm going down to 2A warehouse this weekend. Well, I'm probably Friday. I'm going to go down there and check them out again. But man, that is so. I could spend hours in there just watching them pack. And thousands of rounds, man, and watch their QC process and watch
Yeah.
they have tons of machines just going off, pallets and pallets of primers, which I don't reload, but I know that would
I
give
don't
a
either.
lot of these guys in the chat a wet dream to have 5 pallets of primers just sitting there. Millions of dollars of primers.
That's a lot of money. Yeah. For me, I don't reload. I've thought about because I got into like long range sniper competitions, and I'm gonna have to probably start reloading some ammo for that, just because it's hard to find the same ammo that's bulk ammo. Like even if it's match, if it's commercial ammo, factory ammo, it's hard to find even if it's the same brand, same type from the same lot number, because you have to be almost precise in these competitions. You got to have them. So
Yeah.
I'll probably have to start reloading. The problem with reloading for me is not that I don't want to do it. It's the fact that I hear it's very addicting, and I don't have time for another addicting hobby. So that's the problem that I have with reloading. See, I don't have it. I don't. Yeah.
I don't have a lot of vices, but I will take a day off to play some Assassin's Creed and stuff like that. Just because, look, I don't go out and drink with the boys anymore.
I don't drink either.
Yeah, I don't. I'm a homebody. I like to be at home, man. If I'm not at home, I'm at the gun range. And if I'm not at the gun range, I'm at home. I got 2 little kids. My oldest one is already gone. Sayonara.
Yep.
And I'm just living the dream, man, and having so much fun.
Yep. Yeah, but I've got a 26-year-old that's got her own life,
nice,
all that stuff, and I work 70-hour weeks, and then still have the time to do my other hobbies and YouTube and all that stuff. So I don't, like I said, I would like to start reloading, but I know that if I start, it's going to be a rabbit hole that's going to be tough for me to stay out of.
I have a highly addictive personality, and if I buy something or if I do something, I go ball to the wall, and then I'm like, man, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah,
it looks fun though.
It does. I've got a bunch of friends around here that do, and they've all said, "Hey, man, don't go buy all this stuff. Just buy the components. Come use my press and all that." And I was like, "Yeah, I've got enough to do about 500 rounds of 6.5 Creed for competition. I probably will do that this wintertime. But like, just come over. We'll watch the game and punch out some ammo." I'm like, that sounds fun. Sounds almost too fun. Once again, I don't want to get started in another hobby.
I don't want to be distracted when I'm doing ammo though. I don't want to be like touchdown, what? And then actually put twice the powder in something. Oops.
Yeah.
Barry McFarland says they will make it longer. Brandon is trying to put the gun and ammo companies out of business. What else is new? What else?
So here, I had this conversation. I was on a podcast a year or 2 ago and asked me about gun control and all this stuff. And I said, look, and I don't want to give them any ideas, but they're not going to be watching this anyways, because why would they want to watch a pro gun podcast? Right. But I tell you what, don't be surprised once they finally realize that they're never going to get the guns, which they're not ever. I don't want to break anyone's heart. The sky is not falling, guys. They're never going to get the guns. What they're going to do is they're going to start going after ammo. They say, well, you can have the guns, but we're going to do 1,000% tax on every ammo that you buy.
Oh, they're trying it already.
They're trying it, and they're doing it in other states and all that. That's unfortunate, but that's going to be the road that they take, is once they realize that they're never going to get the guns, they're going to start messing with the ammo, saying, hey, you can have all the guns you want, but you can't shoot them. Well, that's not constitutional either. So
100%.
But that's just, I think that's the way they go. Yeah.
California, you got to get a background check to buy ammo. How bananas is that? That is crazy to me. I would reload if I lived in California, 100%.
I wouldn't live there. I lived there for 2.5 years, stationed at Camp Pendleton in the Marine Corps, and I loved it. But
Camp Pendleton is pretty nice, though.
Oh, it's a nice area, and I love the area. The politics of California are horrendous, just absolutely horrendous. I'll tell you what, which I don't understand either, is like up in Illinois, you had to have this FOID card. I don't understand that. Like, I mean, I live in Arkansas, so I guess I'm blessed that like my concealed carry permit, we have constitutional carry, but I still have a concealed carry permit through the state because that acts as my background check. I go to the gun shop, I fill out a 4473, I walk out 10 minutes later. They don't have to call anything. Like I guess I'm just used to that kind of freedom that when I hear people in Illinois and all that, much less New York and California, I mean, I don't even want to think about that. But even the people in Illinois, like I get this FOID card. I'm like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, why do you have to go and get a card that says you're allowed to do this? I don't get it. It's weird.
So I was born and raised in Los Angeles, and I remember we had to get we had to take a pistol test and get a little pistol card where, and the questions were so stupid. Like, if you have a shotgun, should you put it under the baby's crib or under the mattress of the baby's crib? Shit like that. And it's that stupid. It's so dumb. And I moved to Texas, and it's the same. I have my CCW. I just 4473, walk right out. And it's so amazing. And Bob Goodwin here has a great point. Best way to start something is to take away the food. And I want to give a quick shout out to Bob Goodwin. He knows it. So I recently lost my job, right? And man, I was kind of struggling a little bit on ammo. So Bob hooked it up and donated to the channel like 300 rounds of 9mm.
Oh, wow. Nice.
What a great dude. Bob Goodwin. I love you, man. No
That's
gay.
awesome.
No gay.
Maybe I hear you. Just a little, just a tip. Just a tip.
So Mannequins and Massive Smash Time. I don't think your big mic is on. That's the only mic I have.
It doesn't sound like a microphone. It doesn't. It sounds like maybe your computer's natural microphone or your camera's microphone. Because when you got closer there, it did not get louder.
Uh-oh. Here, let's look at that.
I don't know.
No, because
you got a super chat. You got a super chat you might want to bring up.
Hold on. Let's look at this. Audio default. So I was doing a lot of job interviews today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says it's right here.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
How about
it sounds good. Huh? What's that?
How about now? Does it sound any better? Higher? Lower?
No, it doesn't sound. It sounds the same.
Bop, 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 bop. All right, hold on. Let's do. How about this one?
Ah, that sounds a lot better.
Oh, okay. Nice.
That sounds like a microphone right there. You know what I'm saying?
So I was doing Teams calls, lots and lots of Teams calls today, and man, it was. I did Teams, Skype, and what's that one starts with a V? Shit. Anyway, I've been messing with my computer for days. Joe Little with the super chat. Thanks. Years ago, I used to haul ammunition by the truckload. Had to do it team driving. We weren't allowed to stop for more than 30 minutes. I wouldn't believe it. Because a lot. I know Academy had team drivers on their ammo loads just because they were scared of theft. Because once you know it's there, and the prices, 3 years ago, the prices were through the roof. So,
trying to get my camera. I don't know why it's all fuzzy. Doesn't look clear.
Clear as a bell.
Is it? Oh, okay. Maybe it's just on my side. I don't know.
Technical difficulties.
I don't know.
Drop it like it's got. It took me an hour and a half to get my background on Saturday. That's always my worry. Every time I fill out that same stupid 4473, I'm always thinking, is this the day they're going to hold it? Is this the day I'm going to forget to put something in? Or they're going to look at my weight and be like, hey, he's not really 225, folks. Let's Flying Dub. All right, cool. Here's me fine. Bill Alexander, we used to have a test to get a purchase permit for pistols. With Michigan turning blue, I see this all shit coming back. I know. Michigan, what are you doing? I know a lot of people, including Dan, the firearm guy, who is looking for the exit from Michigan, which it's such a beautiful state. I spent a week up there.
Yeah. It's weird. M. Gabriel, yes, I am north of Little Rock. I'm up in the Ozark Mountains, north central Arkansas. I'm not going to give my pause away, but I am north of Little Rock in the mountains of the Ozark Mountains. That said, Michigan is a weird state to begin with. I don't hunt, right? But I have a lot of friends up in Michigan that do hunt, or that go up to Michigan to hunt. And like, it's weird because like half the state, like up north, you can use different firearms than you can down south. And that's true. That's true, Dale. That's fair. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I need some crayon. I'm getting hungry, you know.
He gives Marines the worst shit, man.
It's all good. Like, you know, we're used to it. Jealousy doesn't look good on people, but it's okay. I take it.
Right?
Yeah. But no, like Michigan's a weird state. Like the half the state can hunt certain firearms, the other half of the state have to use different. It's weird. I was like, what in the world? So I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's a weird state.
Barry says, please smash the like button. Yeah, please do smash the like button.
Absolutely.
Really quick, guys, if you are in the chat, we have about 170 people. Please click. I just put a link to Ghost Tactical's channel in the chat. Please click it, like, and subscribe to his channel. He'd probably greatly appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber to mine, please do the same. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nutty says, I want to sell out 10 acres and move up north. I wish I had 10 acres.
Yeah. I would love to end up in Wyoming. I can't get that. My wife is from an island and she doesn't like cold weather. It's going to get down to like 25 here tonight. And that's about as cold as she'll ever want it to get.
Where's your wife?
I would love, she's from Okinawa, Japan.
And, that's right. We had that conversation.
Yeah. So it's like it's a tropical island, so she doesn't like cold weather. So getting me to have her move out eventually, I would love to retire up in Wyoming, up in Colorado somewhere. But I don't see that happening. So
I was really digging Wichita, Kansas, man. Driving around that whole area.
Yeah, Wichita's
no traffic. Rush hour was like 4 people.
Yeah. It was a lot different than what I thought. And I was talking ahead of time with Mark from Fit and Fire, and he's a Kansas guy, and he actually grew up in Wichita. And he was saying, he's like, actually, Wichita is like kind of a sleeping city, man. It's kind of a cool town that people don't know about, and this, that, and the other. And I enjoyed it. We went to a French restaurant, me and Chase from EAA, and we took about 8 other guys to this French bistro. We wanted to kind of, how do I put this? We want to bring a little class to some of our friends. Excuse me. On Friday night, we took them to this French bistro. It's a really high-rated French bistro, and have them eat food that they probably would never eat before. And I tell you what, you would think that a French bistro in Wichita, Kansas sounds bad, right? It was incredible. So yes, who would have thunk to go get great French food is in Wichita, Kansas. Go figure.
Dude, you know where the best Chinese food I've ever had in my entire life?
Where?
Puerto Rico.
Really? That actually makes sense. I
walked into this place and they're like, hola, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm sorry. And, you know, seeing Chinese people speak Spanish was a trip. And then,
I would imagine so, yeah.
I don't know if they just doused everything in MSG, but it was so delicious. It was so fresh. And I was like, man, I'm in the middle of Puerto Rico eating Chinese food. That was great.
Yeah.
So we stopped at a Taco Bell up there in Kansas. And I was like, okay, cool. Everyone working there was white. And I'm like, So I leaned over the counter. I was like, hey, what's your name? And she's like, Becky. And I was like, oh, Becky. Do you know how to make a burrito, Becky? Because don't mess up my Taco Bell. It's sacred.
I'm Taco Bell. That's one of my guilty pleasures is Taco Bell. I don't have it very often. About once a month, I'll go get me a couple soft tacos and a 5-layer burrito. And don't mess with Taco Bell. Don't mess with it because that's a godsend to some of us.
I play a Tetris game with the Nacho Bel Grandes. I see if I can eat it.
I do like the nachos. Yeah.
Without getting it on my fingers.
Yep. I get it without tomatoes because I don't like the little diced up. I'm not a big tomato guy.
You know why I get it without tomatoes? Because they make it fresh.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
forced to make it fresh. Plus, I don't trust their tomatoes.
I mean, let's be honest. It's Taco Bell's really, really good, but I don't trust anything. I mean, I've heard horror stories that the meat is not real meat, and I was like, you know what? I don't care. It's good, so it's what it is. I'm going to eat it, and I enjoy Taco Bell.
I do love it. I'm in Michigan right now, says 22 Guru, and it snowed. So I was supposed to go up and shoot with Dan, the firearm guy, again. And I said, no, I can't do it, man. It's too late in the year. I'm too much of a chicken shit. So I said, hey, look, when does it get a little warm?
They make gloves, man, shooting gloves.
Bro, it doesn't work. I don't. Have you ever loaded magazines in like 20-degree weather with the wind chill? It sucks monkey nuts. It is the worst. Loading magazines and your thumbs feel like they're on fire. So I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go probably like March. Probably go up there and hang out with them in March.
Still gonna be cold, but maybe not as cold, possibly.
Okay, April.
Yeah, April probably be better.
Sounds great. As long as it's not, there's no snow. And it was funny. I was hanging out with him, and I go, "What are we gonna do today?" He goes, "I'm gonna do about 8 videos." I was like, "No shit!" And he knocked out about 8 videos. He did everything one take. A legend.
I'll be damned.
Dude is a legendary YouTuber right there.
Yeah.
In one take, a 15-minute conversation. Mine is let's do this again.
Yeah, no, it's one of those where I guess the more you do it, you kind of get used to it. But yeah, a 15-minute conversation, like, it's tough. I mean, eventually you're going to stumble, you're going to, misspeak, or you're going to cough, or something's going to happen in 15 minutes, right?
Oh,
for to do it one take 15 minutes, pretty impressive.
Yeah. And he'll look at it. So I handed him a gun he's never seen before. He goes,
yeah.
Okay. He asked me a couple questions, and he goes, okay. Turns his camera on, and he goes, hey there, friends. Thanks for stopping in, and just goes right into it, man. I was like, what? So I found his channel. I was taking it. So I watch YouTube when I take a shower. What? All right. What? Don't judge me.
Hey, I don't judge. Hey, we're all weird, bro. We all have our weird things. I don't judge anybody.
So I put on the iPad. Actually, it's Android. I put on the tablet and taking a shower. And all of a sudden, I heard Macho Man Randy Savage doing a gun review. He was like, hey there, friends. Oh, yeah. The cream rises to the top. And I'm like, who the fuck?
That's awesome. That is awesome.
And I look over to this guy from Michigan, and I was like, man, I thought it was Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I get it
all the time, but he's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool.
Man,
Clover's out there. I'm sorry. There goes the neighborhood. Clover showed up.
Uh-oh.
Can we not ban him, please?
I accidentally put someone in timeout once. I felt so bad.
I've actually had to ban people before.
I've only done it once.
It was like a spammed guy that was just being just ugh.
Yeah. No,
look, I've got moderators that take care of most of that stuff for me, so that helps. TMI, yeah. Well, when you start talking about taking a shower, people kind of tune that out at that point.
It's not a good visual, honestly.
Just a little gay, is enough,
Yeah, well, helps me get sponsors. No.
Hey, you got to pay the bills.
I thought about starting an OnlyFans, except they pay to keep my clothes on.
So
I'm like, hey, you send me $5 or I'm taking this shit off. Let's go.
There's an inside joke with Clover and several of us that this is about 6 months ago. I was watching some short or something, and this girl made $2 million and never showed her face. It's only her feet on OnlyFans. So I'm like, I've got jacked up feet. Like, maybe I can charge more. Like, who wants to see pretty feet, right? Like, you want to see like the jacked up feet. That should, I'm thinking maybe OnlyFans for feet. It could be something, man. You should look into that. There's people that will pay weird money to put like peanut butter and jelly on toes and stuff. I'm just saying. I won't judge. I wonder
if I could do like pictures of my cankles.
Seriously, like.
Hey, look, this is what gout looks like, everybody.
I'd say what you could do. Like, there's some freaks out there, like serious freaks out there that, like, you've got the nice bald head. People might pay you to put like weird stuff on your bald head. I'm just saying.
I was watching, was it Joe Rogan? And they had this guy on there. This is early Rogan.
Yeah.
And this guy on there that loved the smell of farts. And he'd
Ugh.
beg people to like fart in his face.
Oh, that's just weird.
Talk about he's gonna get pink eye. Terrible idea.
It's gonna get more than pink eye. There are some freaks out there, man. I'm just telling you. Look at him. Look at him being all tough. All
Tough
5'2"
guy.
of them, 5'3" of them, being all tough boy out there.
Weirdos be like in club foots out there. Maybe. Smash, put your red hat on. Stop. Oh, yeah. So Fluffy's from Michigan too. And I bought one of those what do they call them? Usaka hats with the like a
Oh yeah.
fur.
Yeah.
I lost it, man. I brought it home to Texas.
Oh,
I can't
wow.
find it. It's really
Yeah.
bugging me. Bob says, I thought this was a 2A channel. It is a 2A channel. You know what, Bob? You are correct. We should get back on target. Oh, Shacking Greg. Keep the shoes on, please. Nice. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That $10 is going to go right back into the channel. If you're a channel supporter, Christmas gifts are going out December 3rd. So if you're a channel supporter, please make sure I have your address, your home address, and I'm sending out a cool Christmas gift as a thank you from me to you guys.
You mentioned earlier in the show, before I forget, I don't know, do you want to do a super chat? You just did that one, right? The second one or the same one? Okay. You mentioned the Wanamaker Tulsa Arms Show. Are you going to go?
I would not miss it, man. So I went to.
We go every year. Like we go every year.
Me and Clover, I didn't go last year. I didn't go the last 2 years.
We've been going every year since like 2016, man. Like every year, twice a year.
I got a buddy who does a table there, and he's at the same table for like 25 years, and he's been going. Yeah. So I used to work with him, and so I think 2011 and 12 and 13 I went, but just for like shits and giggles. I wasn't too into the guns at the time. Yeah. I just went because he had a table, and it was kind of fun to go. But yeah, I can't wait. So everyone in the chat,
we go every year. So we'll hook up. A bunch of about 10 or 12 of us go to dinner every Saturday night. So we definitely.
I'm gonna have my little man with me. So I'll keep
perfect.
It
yeah, no. It's we have some wives will be there and stuff. It's a cool. There's just about 10 or 12 of us that we just all hang out. We've been going every year. And Chase from EAA is going to be there this time. Nice. And Black Rain's there. So like we just get a bunch of like 10 or 12 people and we just go to dinner on Saturday night. And so we'll definitely hook up and make sure you guys get the invite to dinner and all that.
100%. Okay. So everyone in the chat, in case you don't know, the Tulsa Arms Show or the Wanamaker Show is the biggest gun show in the United States. Your local gun show that you go to has between 300 and 400 tables, maybe. A good gun show will have about 450 tables. And that's like George R. Brown here in Houston, Texas. That's the big one. The Wanamaker Show, I think, has 3,700.
4,200. Yeah,
is last 4,200 now?
The last one we were at was at 4,200. It's 11 acres under one roof.
It's bananas. And the building it's in has no middle supports. Did you ever check that out?
Oh yeah.
Next
it was an oil thing.
There's nothing holding the roof up, and it freaks you out a little bit. But
yeah.
Design marvel.
It's got to be if you're into guns at all on any level, the Wanamaker Tulsa Arms Show is 100% a bucket list item. If it's not on your bucket list, you need to put it on your bucket list. Yeah. It is well worth it.
It'll ruin you for other gun shows, but it is bananas. And what's so cool is there's so many vendors there. The competition is fierce and the prices are amazing. And it's literally, the last time I went Friday setup day, all day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I could not see the whole show. And I'm going Friday, 10 o'clock, 10:30. Because Friday is when like the backdoor deals are done.
Friday afternoon is where the fun stuff happens.
Like money changes hands and some like antique, high dollar stuff gets sold. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I still couldn't see the whole show. And it's really great because it's not beef jerky, ladies, or jewelry, or how to clean.
There is that a little bit, but not.
No, there's
not
like
much.
I haven't seen
3 or 4. There's like 3 or 4 beef jerky, maybe.
It's been about 5 years since I've went. And
you wouldn't recognize it now. They do have the best Philly cheesesteak in America. Just saying, you'll have to have one. Oh yeah. Just trust me on it. Trust me on it.
Phil O, the
I will
original
say
Fort Worth.
this. I will say this is we saw a $1 million transaction happen about 4 or 5 years ago. A guy had his own personal collection. He had probably about 10 tables, right? And he had all of it down. And this one guy comes up to him and he says, I'll offer you $1 million for everything. And the guy was like trying to haggle a little bit. And we're all just like, did he just say what I think he said? Finally, he just says, look, I'm not going to play games. I've got my iPad. I can wire you the money right now, $1 million for your whole collection. And the guy said, okay, mind you, this is Saturday at lunchtime, right? Saturday at lunchtime. The show's been open for what, 3 hours?
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, on the back end, they have the big bay doors where the trucks can come in when they set up, right? All of a sudden, the doors open and you hear this beep, beep. Here comes this truck. And about 10 guys and like a forklift. And they start palleting all this stuff up, put it inside this truck. The truck takes off, gone. Wires and the money, boom, $1 million sale right there. That guy's looking around, I guess I'm going home. He was done. Sold his entire collection for $1 million by Saturday at lunchtime. Dang. It was unbelievable. It was crazy. It was I was like, holy cow, did that just happen? It's like, wow, this is crazy.
The only time I've seen something like that is these two sheiks went into a Mazda / Ford dealer in Long Beach, California. They walked in. One says, I'll take this Ford 500, the GT. He goes, I'll take it right now. They moved the glass, put ramps. He drove away in 15 minutes, just drove away. And his brother was there cutting checks, doing the paperwork. He's like, I want it right now. Your price. Boom. Just done.
I don't care what. I'll pay sticker. Just I'm driving it right now.
And then me and my now wife were like, oh yeah, we'll just get this Mazda 3 here. We'll just get this.
Can I get the Ford Taurus, please? Can I get the used Taurus on the lot, please?
Yeah.
Makes you feel real good, right?
I'll take that one.
I want the 1997 Taurus.
Nightcry says, why are there no knife sharpening people at gun shows anymore? You know what? That's funny. I haven't really seen too many of those guys.
There's a bunch of them at Wanamaker. There was one year I bought, literally, and Clover can back me up, I think I literally bought about 12 knives at the show, and there was a bunch of sharpeners guys that I just took over there and have them sharpen it real quick. And yeah, there's not a ton of them, but there's probably 5 or 6 of them there, which is more than you usually see,
Mike's Out Fishing. I love that name, by the way.
Yeah.
Where are you? I'm Mike's Out Fishing. I went to Tulsa show back in the 90s. It's amazing. Went to some rodeos and monster truck shows there too. Yeah, I can't wait. Everyone in the chat, really quick, before we wrap this up, Ghost Tactical, I just put a link to his channel in the description, in the chat. Please open a window, subscribe to his channel, give him a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber to mine, please like my channel. Subscribe to me too. I'd appreciate it.
I know I smell, but you don't have to tell people to open a window when they go to my channel. It's not that bad. It's not bad.
The whole Marine thing.
It is what it is.
I'm kidding.
That's all good. 223 DMR out there. Christmas 740's out there. What's up, homies?
Yeah.
Some of my people over there.
It's, what's so funny? There's so many people that like I'll go on 2A EDU and I'll see the same people that are in my chat. I'll go on like DLD After Dark. Sometimes like a lot of those guys cross over.
Yep.
And I know a lot of people that just don't watch TV and just watch YouTube all day. God bless them.
I watch a lot of YouTube, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch a lot of gun stuff. I'm into like entrepreneurial stuff. I like a lot of comedy stuff, some music stuff. My feed is all over the place. I watch the YouTube stuff of my friends and people that I know to support them. Unless I'm looking to literally look for a specific thing, then I'll go and say, okay, I want to find out some more information about this XYZ gun or whatever, and I'll go watch it. But typically, if I'm not watching anything that's not some of my friends or people that I know to support them, my feed is very eclectic, man. It's a strange feed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So I just found a new so as far as YouTubers, I don't watch a lot of YouTubers, man.
Yeah.
Really, I just don't. I don't have time.
I'm the same way.
But when I do watch YouTube, I found, one channel I watch religiously because it's such a good. There's 3. Camping with Steve Willis.
Okay. Okay.
All he does is camp in like weird spots,
Interesting.
but he's a cool dude. He's got a million.
Camping with Steve.
Yeah, if you type in camping with Steve,
I'm
he's
writing
got
it
well
down.
over like 1 million subscribers, and he just
Okay,
camps
cool.
in like weird places, like in the middle,
Nice.
like behind a road sign. Dude, such a good
Hi,
channel.
Bill. Yeah, I'll go check that out for sure.
The Outdoor Boys YouTube channel. It's this guy. He takes his kids outdoors, you know, and it's this Mormon guy. He goes up to like Alaska, and you learn a lot about starting fires, just a lot of common sense, how to build winter shelters.
Yeah.
Really cool. And then one I found this week, and let me tell you, this channel blew my mind. This is my favorite new YouTube channel of 2023. Everyone in the chat, if you want a badass channel to watch, it's
Mr.
called
Beast.
Wrangler Star.
Wrangler Star?
Wrangler Star. And
like rodeo stuff or something?
He's got 2.4 million subscribers, about 3,500 videos, and it makes so much sense. It's my absolute favorite new channel of 2023.
Really?
Wrangler Star. His name's Cody. Cool dude. We chatted a little bit already. But man, there's so much cool common sense stuff. What got it is I saw one of his shorts and he goes, this may not be very popular, but I don't give two shits about Ukraine. I don't give a shit about Russia. I don't give a shit about what's going on and anywhere else in the country. I care about America. And I'm like, you know what? Let me see what this guy's all about.
We got so many so many problems in our own country. Why do we need to go start stirring shit with other people? Like, we don't need any more enemies right now. We've got enough internally that we need to deal with.
Yeah. But as far as like, so much cool shit is on this guy's channel.
I need to go. Yeah. I'm going to go check both of that. Camping with Steve.
Camping with Steve is cool.
I'm going to go check those out.
Canadian dude. And he's such a nice guy, man. His retention value is like almost 90% on his videos.
Oh, wow. People just enjoy it then.
Yeah. And then his wife died in her sleep like 6 months ago. And millions and millions of people commented and came out and support him.
Wow.
And he's just a nice dude, man. I would love to like hang out and have a beer with that guy.
Man, but you should get a hold of him. I bet you he could go. I bet you could go up there and hang out with him. I bet he'd love to have you. If he's that nice of a guy, why wouldn't he? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm sure a million other people want to do the same thing. He's a cool dude though. But yeah, so I watched this guy, Wrangler Star. I've been watching about 4 days of his videos, and I can't believe I'm just finding out about him.
Yeah, I had never heard of him. Everyone out there saying he's been around for a long time. He's a YouTube OG. He's a boss and all that. I never heard of him. So I'll go check it out for sure.
Never. So he has this one video, what's wrong here? And he goes, why Special Forces gear is wrong for you. And it makes so much sense because you got all these guys who, I don't know if you've ever carried a rifle through the woods. If it's heavy, that sucks. I don't like doing it. And you got people that ninja the shit out of their guns, or they'll buy, I have plate carriers and I put a plate carrier on a couple weeks ago. And then after 5 minutes, I took it off. You know what? It's heavy and it's hot and it sucks to wear. It's not that fun.
You want a secret? I'll let you in on a secret.
Oh, you heard it here, folks. The Ghost Tactical Secret. Let's go.
We don't wear that shit when we're outside the wire. We don't wear carriers. Very few people will wear carriers outside the wire. We'll have them in the Humvee. When we go places, it slows us down. It's too heavy. We don't wear carriers. If you shoot us, you shoot us. But the secret is most Special Forces guys very rarely will ever wear their carriers out on a mission. Just saying. No one wears them. It's a little secret behind the sauce.
I know. Dale says we used to be in shape. Hey, round is a shape, Dale. Round is a shape.
I was not Special Forces. I'm just saying, but I'm just saying I know we worked a lot with different people and we never wore ours and I never saw anyone wearing theirs.
Yeah, Clover Tech says Wrangler Star is an YouTube OG. Yeah, it's a trip. Are you going to sleep? Come here, buddy. Come here. My son is so freaking sweet. Bring the sign in here. Look, He knows I'm on a live stream, so he did a sign through the window. I love you, Dad.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Hey, don't try and bogart my channel. You guys. Listen. And then I got this little one. Okay, get out of here. Get out of here.
Okay, bye, Dad.
This isn't your YouTube channel. Shut the door. Get out. Yeah. Love you, time infinity. I win. Yeah. Okay.
Always gotta get the last
my
word.
channel, man.
You know, it happens. It happens. You know, it's all about making the Benjamins, man. They want their slice of the pie.
Dude, look at that shit. He's
That's
so
awesome.
sweet, man. I
That's
tell
awesome,
everybody
man.
he's probably gonna be a serial killer. He's just a sweet dude. Like he never steps out of line. It's really starting to freak me out. I wish he'd go break a window or something. Do something. Lie.
Yeah.
He never takes anything. He always
My
asks
daughter
questions.
growing up was a great kid, right? Great kid. And it's like her senior year. And we're just like, you know, we're in a small town, so there's not a whole lot of parties because everyone knows, all the parents know everybody, and like parties get shut down pretty quickly in a small town, right?
Yeah.
And so, but like there'd be a party and all that, and you're like, "Are you gonna go to the party?" She's like, "No." I'm like, because my wife and I, how I put this, we really enjoyed life growing up, right? Like enjoyed life. We did a lot of partying. And so we're like, you know, that's part of growing up, right? Like, you know, as long as you're around people that you can take care of you and you trust and all of that, like it's okay to have fun. And she was just like, I'm good. I was like, okay. Now that she's older and she's, you know, in her 20s and has her own life and fiance and all that, they hang out and they have a good time. But like, I was like, she's like, I was like, yeah, I was gonna get mad. I'm like, I'm not saying that I want you to go party, but I was like, I can't tell you not to. Like, I'm not a hypocrite, right? Like, I understand that kids are going to have fun. Just be safe about it. Like, don't do anything that's going to change your life, and make sure you have people around you that are going to take care of you and you trust. If you do that, kids are supposed to make mistakes, you know?
Dude, my oldest daughter, I'm so proud of her. She's an absolute rock star. I love her to death.
Yeah.
And she always wants to tell me what she's doing. And I keep saying, please stop doing that. I know what you do. I don't want you to know that I know what
You're doing.
stuff,
Yeah.
because I don't. Yeah. Here, I'm going to show you something.
My daughter, with her freshman year in college, I guess they went to this party and she got hammered. And it's like 1:30 in the morning, and she sends my wife a text at like 1:30. I'm so drunk. We're like, you should not be texting your parents that you're drunk. Like, first of all, good for you, but like, I don't want to know, but I know. But second of all, it's like, live a little bit, and the last person you should be worried about telling what you're doing is your mom and dad when you're in college. I mean, let's just be real about it. You
Yeah,
know?
my daughter's
But
like,
I love her for it. You know, it's awesome.
this is my oldest. I don't know if the camera.
Oh, my wife. Sorry, my wife can hear me out there. She said, no, she didn't text. She called. She called to tell us that she was drunk.
So this is
All right,
my
so-
oldest.
Oh,
She
nice.
is freaking cool, man.
That's awesome.
So proud of this kid. So proud of her. But I had to talk her out of getting a forearm tattoo because, you know, she's in the army now. Now she wants to be cool and all that stuff. And I'm like,
You mean
Look,
like
you
that?
no, I mean, she wanted like a forearm tattoo. And I was like, you know, look, man, I told her, I was like, let's make a deal. You wait till after you get back from Japan, because you'll be there for 2 years. You wait till after you get back.
Where's she going?
Shit.
Probably mainland, not Okinawa, is it?
Yeah, she's going to Okinawa.
Oh, I spent a lot of time there.
Yeah, she's
My
going
wife
to
from
the
there.
one you mentioned.
She'll love it.
Anyway, she's going over there. It's the Air Force Base.
Kadena, yeah.
Yeah, she's going to Kadena Air Base.
Yeah.
So she'll be there for 2 years. And I said, if you
She'll
don't get a
love it.
tattoo now, when you come back, I'll pay for whatever you want. Just don't do it now. Think about it, because, man, tattoos on girls, man. I mean, that used to be shocking. I remember when I saw the first girl with a sleeve, I was like, wow, she's
Yeah.
tough. This girl from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Like, this girl is so cool. Now it's like, I guess you don't want like a job.
Yeah. Or what happens to that sleeve at 25 versus 50? You know, the sleeve looks a little bit different at 50 than it did
Yeah,
at
she's
25.
got an 8-pack now, but what about, you know,
Yeah. 20 years from now, she's gonna be regretting that probably.
well, I don't know. I just want her to think it through, and I love her to death. I'm so proud of that kid.
I don't regret any of mine. I love tattoos. I don't regret any of them.
I don't regret any of mine, but I got.
I want to get more.
20.
My wife won't let me get any more. I made a deal with her, so that's what it is.
I was 25 when I got my first tattoo.
I was 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
The second that I turned 18, I think I got a tattoo. Matter of fact, like the week of, I was like, hell yeah. Down at South Padre, baby. First tattoos in South Padre. You know all about South Padre, don't you?
Oh, Padre's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Alpha Ken Body. What's up, man? Tokyo has an army base. They do. But she does artillery. So she's going to go to the air base. And she's an officer. So I told her, I was like, my word of advice, don't mess with any Marines or Army.
Please don't.
Find a pilot and nail him down. Get that. I've never seen a homeless pilot. So look, you want to, Daddy wants to retire and for you guys to buy me a house. So find a pilot, nail him down while he's young for the rest of his life.
That's a pretty solid advice right there.
And
I will, echo what you said. Please stay away from every Marine that you can. It's not worth your trouble. It's not worth your hassle. Stay away from Marines, period.
Yeah. She goes, I can't wait to go to Japan. I'm going to get a GTR over there and drive around. I'm like, oh, it's expensive.
We got, me and two other guys bought a car together. It cost us $500. So it was like $150 a piece or whatever. And it was an old Skyline that, an awesome car, but it was old. It was old. But yeah, we bought it for like $500. And then when we left, we sold it for $500. And I'm sure that car has been $500 for years and years and years and years. As soon as you leave, you sell it to someone else for $500 and it just kind of continues on. But
so if you're in Japan and you're Japanese, you have to pay for a license and you have to pay for parking. And it's really expensive to own a car there.
It is.
What if you're on base? What if you're military? Do you still have to pay for all that stuff?
So there's a couple different ways. Now, I haven't been in Okinawa. I didn't live in Okinawa since 1995, right? So I don't know. My wife, she's been here since 96. So, but she still talks to her family all the time. I will say this. You can trust me with anything except your wife. That's a very solid point.
That's
very
hilarious,
solid point. This is true. So there was two different ways you could go about it. You could go and get a Japanese civilian license. Now you do it on base, but it would be a Japanese driver's license. But at the time you had to be an NCO to get that. So in the Marine Corps, you had to be an E4 or above to get that. Or you could purchase through the AAA an international driver's license. And Japan is one of the countries that honors it.
Nice.
So we had when we bought our car, one of the guys that went into it was my squad leader. He was a sergeant. And so he actually had the license and his name was on the title. Now we all pitched in some money. So like we were all going to go anywhere together. So, but he had the license because he was an NCO. I was an E2, E3 at the time when I first got over there. But yeah, you had to be an NCO at the time. I don't know about now. But yeah, it's not cheap. It's definitely not cheap to get your license. And it's a pretty drawn out. Now it is easier for military personnel to get it because you'll get it through like the base instead of having to go out to the government buildings out in town and all that. But yeah, it's not cheap and all that, but it's not hard. I mean, it's the only thing that's different is you drive on the wrong side of the road and the wrong side of the car. But once you get used to it, it's easy.
Yeah, she's female. She's probably used to driving on the wrong side. Kidding. Man, this was probably one of the funnest, most easygoing chats I've ever had.
Yeah, it's fun. I had a great time. Thanks for having me on, man.
Thank you so much. Again, I'm going to post a link to your channel. If you guys are not a subscriber to Ghost Tactical, do it. A lot of good content. I watched the last like 6 or 7 vids. Pretty solid, man. I love it. I love how you kind of throw the car in the background too. I'm a car guy too, man. You got to have
a car guy.
You throw it in there.
Like I said, I dress differently than most. Like I don't mind wearing pinks and pastels and Hawaiian shirts with cowboy hats and ugly shoes. And like I said, man, if you're gonna do this, you might as well have fun and let your true personality out. So I really enjoy having fun, and I hope that comes across my videos. There's nothing much more fun than shooting guns, right? So if you can't have fun doing that, then what the hell are we doing?
100%. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate it. And his link is in the chat. Please like, subscribe to his channel, subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate it. And we all have videos dropping. You drop one video a week?
Sometimes two, depends on what's going on. I'll have usually it's on the weekend. I'll have one. Then I have a podcast every Tuesday night. The Armed Citizen podcast live.
Oh,
we'll
nice.
do that, and so I'll do that on Tuesdays. I'll drop a video on the weekends. It depends on if I'm working with guns that I've got to get out. Sometimes I'll drop 3 or 4 videos a week. Depends on what's going on, you know.
Nice. That's outstanding. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time.